Hi, it's Devi Sharliasi here, and I want to welcome you to this course. Here, we will learn the best way to survive the renovation of your apartment in Israel without being taken advantage of and without blowing your budget. I am so excited that you are here, and I hope you are ready to dive in. Here's the truth. Knowing all about the renovation process in Israel is the most effective way to survive your renovation, to keep to your budget, to feel in control, and to avoid being cheated simply because you are not a native Israeli. I am going to show you everything you need to know so that you can feel completely in control. If this is your first time hearing from me, hi, I am Debbie. I am a mom of 4. I fulfilled my childhood dream and immigrated to Israel from Italy in 2004. I am an architect with experience in architecture, interior design, and green building, and I have worked in architecture offices in Barcelona, Milan, and Jerusalem. I have an Israeli license in architecture, and my office, which was founded in 2009, specializes in planning of private homes, luxury apartments, offices, and more, starting from the initial planning stages and moving down to the smallest details. In recent years, I have helped dozens of customers from Israel and from abroad successfully plan their home in Israel. Upon arrival, I personally experienced the frustration and insecurity that you feel when you don't have a mastery of the language and a full understanding of the local culture and mentality. For example, when I was looking for a house for my family, I contacted a real estate agent to help me look for an apartment. During our first conversation, I clearly laid out for him what we needed. One of our requirements was that the apartment should have 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The real estate agent took me to see a nice apartment that had only 2 bedrooms. The agent explained that it would be effortless to move the kitchen to the living room and make a bedroom in the space that was currently the kitchen. Then, with a dazzling smile, he added that the whole job would not cost more than 2,000 or 3,000 shekels. When I explained that I was an architect and that the work would not be so simple, his face changed color. What the agent referred to as a simple job would have involved demolishing the existing kitchen, transporting the pipes to the new room, including breaking part of the floor, and purchasing and installing a new kitchen. This would not have cost less than 80,000 shekel. I don't know if he was trying to take me for a ride because I am not a native, or because he didn't know that I was a professional in the field. But in any case, it was not a good feeling. A lot of people who build or renovate share this same unpleasant experience. How many times do you find yourself receiving quotes and offers and you have no idea if the price is realistic or inflated? And then you worry that you will be considered stupid or stingy if you ask too many questions. If you don't ask anything and just pay what is billed, you are left with the doubt that you may have spent too much. I understand exactly how you feel, because I have been in the same situation too. But now I know how to help you, because I have in-depth knowledge and understanding of the Israeli construction market. When I arrived in 2004, I was not familiar with the market and I did not know the local professionals. But I studied. I worked in architecture offices. And then I opened my own office. I worked with dozens of professionals. I did research. I have conducted interviews and I have learned the following. First, there are good and honest professionals out there. And those are the ones I work with now. Second, I can identify and recognize them. I can also understand what should set off the alarm bells. I can differentiate a serious estimate from one that is intended to cheat the inexperienced foreigner. I speak Hebrew fluently. I know all the terms that are relevant for the Israeli building market, and I feel like an Israeli even though I was born in Italy. My goal is to help you realize your dream of having an apartment in Israel. But before we get into that, I want to talk about 3 types of people that this presentation is best suited for. I am curious to know whether you fall into any of these categories. Type number 1 lives abroad and has an apartment in Israel that has to be renovated. You are not in Israel frequently. You have to find somebody here to take care of the work. You need to find out how to stay involved even if you are far away. You need to feel that you can trust the people you are hiring in Israel. You are type number 2 if you live in Israel. You have an apartment to renovate. You are not fluent in Hebrew, and you don't have a comprehensive understanding of the building market here, and you have no idea what to do and where to start. Type number 3 lives in Israel and has already started to renovate, but they feel that things are not under control, and they wish they were more involved and could understand what is going on. If you fall into any of these categories, then you will really enjoy today's training. And I assume that you are a safety seeker. You want to realize your dream of an apartment in Israel, but you want it as you like, with good materials, and you want to feel safe and confident with the people who will perform the work. Now is the time. I want to talk for a minute about the pros and cons of starting a renovation without previous knowledge in the field and putting yourself in the hands of a professional, and, on the other hand, starting after you have prepared yourself with the basic knowledge of the renovation field in Israel. The advantage of starting with the first approach is that it's the easiest way to get started quickly. The disadvantage is that you have no way of knowing whether the people you are working with are honest and trustworthy. You will not have the knowledge necessary to understand if the quotes you receive include everything that you need. They may be missing something that you will need later, and you will have to pay more than was originally proposed. You will not have an understanding of building materials available in Israel, and therefore, every choice will be difficult. In the end, you will need guidance, and will have to simply hope that the person guiding you is honest and correct. The advantage of the second approach is that knowledge is power, and coming prepared is the only way to understand who is serious and who is not, whether you are receiving all the plans that your designer is supposed to provide you with, whether the materials that the contractors are offering you are good enough, whether their prices are fair, and so on. The main disadvantage is that you will have to dedicate some time to learning, and you will have to find a reliable source of information without wasting time juggling between YouTube videos and Facebook posts to collect all the information you need. In today's class, we will have 3 training sessions. We will learn why so often renovation costs more money and take longer than expected, and often have unsatisfactory results. We will learn how to use proper time management so that the project can be finished on time. We will learn all about how to choose the best professionals for your renovation. You will see how knowledge can make a big difference, and you will learn what the most important things for you to know are. At the end of the presentation, as you probably expect, you will receive an exclusive opportunity to get my pre-renovation in Israel toolkit at an amazing price with special bonuses that are not available anywhere else. So you definitely want to stay here till the end to hear about the 2 bonuses that I will announce at the end of the class. Now, let's dive into training session number 1. Why so often do renovations cost more money and take longer than expected, and often have unsatisfactory results? One of the most common concerns is that the contractors in Israel are dishonest, and that everybody tries to cheat people who are not native Israelis. The truth is that there are a lot of dishonest, unprofessional contractors, but there are also good ones. Today, we will learn how to distinguish between them before you start the work. Facebook is full of horror stories of kablanim, the Hebrew word for contractors, who abandoned an unfinished job after getting paid, or who did a very poor job, resulting in damages that cost a lot of money to fix, and so on. Why does this happen? Some contractors use cheap material to save money, and nobody supervises their work, so once you have discovered the problem, it's already too late. They don't like to study new things, so it's hard to convince an Israeli kablan to start using new materials or technologies that they haven't used before. Not all contractors are aware of building laws and standards, and people choose their contractors without enough selectivity, And a lot of times they just decide who to hire based on who is offering the lowest price quote. Let's watch a short video of one of my clients speaking about her own renovation.
Debbie si circonda da uno staff favoloso. Alex era il Kablan, il Kablan è un uomo molto preciso, molto pulito anche nel lavoro e molto onesto specialmente. Con Debbie.
So, how would it feel to work with nice professionals who make you feel safe and provide you with great results? This is what we will cover today in this training session. Before we go forward, I want to show you some pictures of poor work versus a job well done. This is a sample of a bad job. And this is the same bathroom redone after that. Another common myth is that in every renovation you will know when you start, but you will never know when it will be completed, and you will certainly spend much more money than you expected. This happens because there is a lack of understanding of how timing is organized during a renovation. As I told you before, mastering the renovation world in Israel is the best way to be in control of your project. In the next 2 training sessions, we will see how to organize the timing of your renovation and how to select honest professionals. The second training session is all about timing. The renovation doesn't start when the contractor starts knocking down the walls. It starts long before. We can divide the renovation process into 3 stages: pre-renovation stage, planning stage, and work stage. The pre-renovation stage is when all of the preparation for the project are carried out. Nobody talks about this stage, but in my opinion, it is the most important. The more time and attention you invest in this stage, the smoother the planning and execution stages will flow. The planning stage is where the architect or the designer begin to design the changes for your home, and you make all the choices involved in the renovation. The work stage is when the contractor starts the work. Each stage has its own timing and a precise to-do list. It's very important to work according to this list and check off an entire list before jumping to the next stage. This will ensure that you keep to your timetable and stay on budget. And in the end, it will ensure your peace of mind. A common mistake is starting the work stage before all the materials have been selected, which should be done in stage number 2. If you select the materials later, you run the risk of having something you want out of stock, needing to halt the work while you wait for the materials, and in the end, you may have no choice but may need to buy whatever is available, even if it's a more expensive material and something that you don't really like. In the pre-renovation toolkit, we will cover each stage extensively, review what you will have to do, and provide you with checklists for every stage so you don't miss anything. In the third training session, we will meet the 3 key professionals. The designer is responsible for translating your dream into reality. She should be able to get into your head and understand what you want, rather than designing a project according to her own taste. There are many designers who design according to a specific aesthetic without adapting themselves to their clients' wishes. This is something that is very important to check before you hire a designer. There are different types of designers, categorized according to their expertise, skills, and knowledge, and it's very important to know how to distinguish between them so you can choose the professional who is best suited for your project. In Israel, there are architects, adrichalim, interior designer, מעצבי פנים, and architectural engineers, הנדסאי אדריכלות. The 3 types of professionals each have their own unique backgrounds and can deal with different types of projects. For example, certain renovation require a building permit, in which case an architect or an architectural engineer will be needed for the job. In any event, it's fundamental to evaluate the person you are dealing with, consider whether the estimate offered is fair or not, and obviously to assess the level of professionalism. With my toolkit, you will learn how to analyze a quote and see if it includes all the elements you need to turn the ideal house of your dreams into reality by the time the project is completed. You will receive a checklist to help you make sure you are not forgetting anything, and they will give you a lot of tips to make your decision making easier. Contractor. Often, one of the most stressful steps in the entire process is choosing the right contractor who will be reliable and do a great job without leaving the project unfinished and disappearing with your money. After years of experience with dozens of projects, I have to say that most of the horror stories about contractors could have been avoided if people had been more discerning in choosing their contractors rather than merely going for the cheapest quote, happy to find a métier or a bargain. The most important tip that I can give you is do not look to save money on the contractor. You can save on materials or on finishes, but not on the actual work. A well-done job will benefit you for years. A poorly done job will very quickly cause problems for you. For example, if the waterproof layer is not done properly, or part of the layers are missing because the contractor tried to save money on the materials, you will soon have leaks. To fix them, you will need to remove the new tiles, compensate your neighbor for damages, and so on. Another common mistake is to split the work between a number of subcontractors, instead of having one person be responsible for everything. This can lead to a huge waste of time, mistakes, and unnecessary expenses. Take a minute to think about this. If you knew what mistakes to avoid when choosing your contractor, how would that feel? What would that mean for you and your renovation? Engineer. The main task of the engineer is to assure the security and stability of the building. There are many situations in renovations where an engineer needs to be consulted. For example, if openings are made in support walls, if new stairs are built, if you wish to move pillars, etc. Some years ago, I started a project in a building where the client wanted to build an extra room. They did all the work before I started. They obtained the building permit, and then they called me to design the apartment together with the addition. We were supposed to make an opening for a door in an external wall to be used for the new room. I called the project engineer and asked him to come and check the wall, tell where I would be able to place the new door opening, and then create the plan. He told me to send him pictures and he would give me instruction over the phone. I was shocked. It was like the surgeon giving instruction to his doctors over the phone instead of being present in the operating room. You can't make a new opening in a wall without planning for a new beam to support the wall above the door. The contractor needs precise instructions for this. So I emailed the engineer and asked him to come, explaining how, as an architect, I was not allowed to take responsibility for this work. Half an hour later, he was on the building site. He prepared the plans, instructed the contractor, and came later on to supervise the work. Imagine what could have happened if I was not there to put him in his place. This is just one example of the importance of working with good professionals. At times, I think that undertaking a renovation without a previous understanding of how things work is like trying to put together a wardrobe from IKEA without the instructions. It can take so long and be incredibly daunting. If you don't know what you are doing, it can feel like a mission impossible. But if you have all the information you need, you will feel comfortable throughout the entire process and everything will run much smoother.
Debbie introduced us to the Kablan that we worked with, and he was a real pleasure, a really nice person, and really experienced, very patient, which is not so easy to find at Kablan, which we were very appreciative that she was able to introduce us to him and to work together with him and his team. Debbie accompanied us when we went shopping to purchase the various materials for the room, like tiles and furniture and things like that, to various stores, and she was very patient. She helped us to find some really good stores that we weren't familiar with before, and
I'm really happy to share my knowledge with you. My guess is that you are learning from me right now, probably because you want to learn from somebody who is an Olé, just like you. You want to hear from somebody without any fluff who tells it like it is. The desire I had for a home in Israel resonates with you, and you want to enjoy the process and work with great people without feeling overwhelmed. If that's why you are here, my toolkit may be a better fit for you than for someone else, because we relate on all those things. Know this: you can have everything it takes to fulfill your dream home in Israel. The opportunity has never been more available than it is right now. Know what? If you are ready to dedicate some time to your renovation, if you want to feel that things are under control and you want to be less confused and overwhelmed about your renovation in Israel, if you want to be prepared for your apartment renovation in Israel, then the Pre-Renovation in Israel Toolkit provides you with that you need. And I am so excited to tell you a little bit about it. No more Google searching. No more visiting other people's home and wondering how to make it happen for yourself. No more spending hours on Facebook groups trying to figure out the best way to build your home. No more searching for YouTube video tips in English. You will learn from someone, me, who has been where you are and can hand over the system, the market, and tools to fulfill your dream home in Israel. In the toolkit, you will find 6 masterclass videos. Each masterclass includes several short videos, which are each a maximum of 7 minutes long. In the masterclass, I will show you everything you need to know before you renovate your apartment in Israel. In a few moments, I will show you what you will find in each masterclass. In the toolkit, you will find printables. At the end of every masterclass, you will find printable worksheets, cheat sheets, and checklists to help you implement what you have learned. Written transcripts of the masterclasses. The ultimate Hebrew-English dictionary of building terms. An English, Hebrew, and Hebrew-English dictionary of the most commonly used words, about 100 words, in the renovation field, with explanations of more than 40 terms. You will get my gold standard list of trusted and reliable local suppliers. The key to success in any renovation is working with good people. I am happy to provide you with a list of shops, suppliers, and contractors that I know and trust. You will find a form on the website toolkit where you can ask me for advice. Let's see what you will find in each masterclass. Masterclass number 1 is about professionals. We will discuss which professionals you need throughout the whole process, how to assess their professionalism, and how to choose who you will hire. We will learn the differences between the different designers, and we will understand which ones are suitable for our project. We will review which items should be included in a serious proposal, and I will offer some tips to help you in your selection. This knowledge is critical for understanding whether your designer is professional and qualified. Contractor. We will learn some techniques for checking whether the contractor is trustworthy and serious. We will go over when a building engineer, a project manager, or a surveyor are needed. You will receive a worksheet to help you find the right architect or designer for your renovation, which includes 4 checklists to go through, to be sure you end up with a qualified architect or designer. And you will also receive a checklist to help you find a reliable contractor based on what you learned. Masterclass number 2 is about building permit. We will go over the most common cases that require a building permit. We will learn the steps involved in navigating the bureaucracy of obtaining permits in Israel, including the professionals involved in the process. We will go over how long it should take and how much in advance you need to start the process so that the renovation can be completed on time. We will look at how the online licensing system works. Masterclass number 3 is about plans. You will learn what kind of plans you need throughout the entire process and what information should be included in each type of plan. I will show you plans for a real project, helping you become familiar with them now so that everything will be easier and clearer later. You will receive a plans checklist so that you can be sure you are provided with everything you need. You will also receive a table of electrical symbols used in Israel, along with the Hebrew and English terms, which is essential for understanding an electrical plan and, if needed, to request changes. Masterclass number 4 is about suppliers and building materials. we will review materials and systems that are currently available in Israel, their pros and cons, and the main characteristics of each materials. At the end of the module, I will give you some useful tips for going shopping. We will also discuss the pros and cons of buying abroad. Masterclass number 5 is about timing. We will learn how long the entire process should take, including how much time each stage of the renovation process lasts, and how to organize yourself before and during each stage. I will give you some useful tips for the work stage. Masterclass number 6 is about cultural and procedural differences between Israel and other countries and how to deal with them. We will go over the main things to expect when you renovate in Israel that are unique to Israel. We will review technical, administrative, behavioral, and financial issues. You never need to feel stuck. I am here to answer your questions. You can always send me your questions using the form on the Toolkit's website, and I will answer you. I am here for you, and this is one of the main differences between me and other courses where you buy the course and then you never see the founder of the program again. This is not what happened here. You have access to me, and I am available to you. I have 2 special bonuses that you will receive when you enroll. Here is a list of everything that is included in the toolkit. Remember how I said you should stay till the end? Here's why. You are receiving an exclusive offer only for those who attended this training session. The total value of the toolkit is 575 shekels, and you will receive all this goodness for 349 shekels only. Plus, there is another bonus for you. You can read all about it in the email I am sending you right now with all the details of the toolkit. This bonus is worth 300 shekel and you will receive it for free. If you feel that now is the right time for you, then I am really excited for you to jump in, and I can't wait to see you inside the toolkit. Your home transformation starts now. Click on the link to join, and if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. I would love to hear what your biggest takeaway for this training was. Thank you for watching, and see you soon inside the toolkit.